decade coming up, I think, in this country. You can see you won't win an argument on NPM with me. And we're not talking carbon tonight, so there's not going to be any politics. This is the deep point, and it comes from communication theory now, that media, when it becomes so close to us, not this alien mass structures that Murdoch rules, when it becomes, in television and print, remember, it's not just print, but when it becomes very close to us, when we have access to it, when it's person to person, person to group networks, I believe the evidence from com theory is that this is a wonderful tool for self-understanding and self-knowledge. It's a wonderful tool of knowing ourselves, of seeing ourselves in a new light, in a shadow of ourselves. It's almost that it's full circle. It's almost that it's natural. It's almost more natural, to go back to the Latin sense. It's actually revealing something about ourselves in a redemptive way, if you like to use theology, something that we don't already know. It's a revelatory potential. So qualities and aspects and potentialities of our everyday life, how we look. How do you look now? What are your gestures? You know, the parts of our being that are almost imperceptible within our natural life, which isn't natural at all, it's highly structured, highly limited perceptually, that we now have a medium that we feared in 1960 but it's changed, the reality's changed, and now we have a medium that's close to our being in the Latin sense of the word, and I think in the sense of spirituality that Jesus was on about. You know, it's a spirituality that's close to the everyday. Media can offer a heightened, infused sense of the everyday. So to argue this is to invert priorities and values traditionally and conservatively associated with media by Christian thinking, rather than it being a supplement or opposition or negative to core spiritual experience, or a tool for business as normal. The essential virtues of the Spirit can now be sought and found, and perhaps necessarily found, in media images. If the media has changed church culture so much, then it's time to throw in the towel and dance with the enemy.